All right, what's up, guys? Just going to do a quick recap from today and what I am looking at for tomorrow. So, to start the day, I swung MU calls. So, before the close yesterday, I loaded some $100 calls on MU just with a little bit of time, and it was it was tough, but I liked it. So, because the daily close is like red neutral doji candle, right? But on the daily, it did put in a higher low. So, I entered in before the close. It's around $87, right? So that previous day low is around 86. So I'm risking just a dollar to the downside. The daily 9 EMA is up here, this blue line right here, lines up with this previous resistance, which is around 89.50, which was my target today. So overall, entering into this trade, um, risk to reward ratio is 1.75. So in the positive, obviously. So the green is my reward, and the red right here is my risk. So my risk and reward, it was positive 1.75. I like to get around a minimum of that around like a 2 RR trade. So risk losing, $100 if my reward is about 2 times greater, $200. Those are kind of setups that you want to take. So swing those MU calls. If I go to the 5 minute today, I can get rid of this now. So you'll see where MU hit today perfectly. 89.50, and then it came all the shit back down to the close. So when MU actually opened up, it was very nice. They were green like right before, or like right at the open, and this candle came down. They were up like 15%, and then they came down. They were up like 6%. But never came back down below 87, and then to lose this trend line to go to the previous day low around the $86 area. So I didn't have to worry about that. It double bottomed right here at 87, like 60. So I was able to still stay in that trade, and then took it all the way up here for just a nice 25% trade. And then it came down and getting stopped for the rest in profit. So that was how I started my day with that swing. But at the same time, I was looking at SPY this morning. Um, SPY filled this gap right here. So I took a quick trade on SPY puts this morning. I drew this wedge pre-market. I saw this kind of lining up here right before the open. I saw this wedge lining up. So I ended up getting the puts here on the 5 minute, and I took them all the way down here. I wanted SPY to break and hold under 564 and then go fill this gap. They held it. They didn't want to fill the gap there early in the morning. They sent it straight back up. Eventually, in the back half of the day, SPY retested it and then went all the way down and filled that gap. So I was able to get some SPY puts here this morning live as well on SPY. And after that was IWM. IWM, I set around the 221.50 area. In Discord is where I was looking for that potential short area, which is right here. The reason why, and I said it live on Space and in Discord, was on a 4 hour chart. So I came over here, and I think this is going to be a great setup for IWM here in the future for the upside potentially. But I noticed these top wicks, this zone right here. If you notice this zone right here, you see how this was support, big red candle, they came back down, and then a lot of upper wicks right here. So I marked just this area in general, and I carried it over here. And I just saw that IWM was retesting that area. So last time it retested this area from the underside, it got a big move to the downside. So risk to reward, I'm not going to chase the longs. I'm going to try a short. So on the 5 minute, you'll see it got just around that area right up here and came all the way down here. I ended up taking the puts on this candle close right here, caught this move down here, and then right here, I put my stop really, really tight in profit. And honestly, that top wick, that doji right here, when it popped back up, it actually triggered it and it stopped out maybe the rest of the contracts, and then it went even lower. So I only got 15%. on that little move right here before it stopped in profit. It was just a really, really tight trade because there were 3 DTE contracts. And then it got that big move to the downside. So it left a lot of money on the table. But that was the reason why on live I like the IWM short there. The larger time frame, again, the reason why I said I like that for IWM. You have a potential inverse head and shoulders setting up here. So now, whoopsies. So now that it's coming all the way back up here and we got that rejection, it can pull back, maybe base around like 215, 216, and then go back to the upside, right? So you do have this potential inverse head and shoulders right here setting up on IWM for a larger time frame. So I'm going to keep that on watch moving forward. And then I swung Apple calls. I love these bottom wicks right here on the 4-hour. The issue is the zone right above, which is at 217. This thing is a real pain in the ass. 217 to 215, honestly 214 area. This is ridiculous. So you see how they buy it up every time, and now we're underneath of it. But at the same time, they're also buying it up down here as well. So it's stuck. Go to the daily. Look how the daily just closed, though. You got a nice green hammer candle, and look at this potential for the gap upside right here. Look at this big gap right here. So now the chances of Apple going all the way back up here like 222, very slim, but I say slim. I mean, FOMC is tomorrow, so we'll see. But look how extended it is from the daily 9 and 21 EMA. I'm targeting 220 psych level, honestly. This is where I'm targeting. So I wanted to get the daily close above 217 to make me feel a little bit better about this trade. But I love the opportunity that's here to go long. So I'm going to keep my risk probably under 215 right there. I'm going to risk 215, and I'm targeting, again, 220 area. So my risk reward on this one's about 1.7. So it's very similar to MU on the daily time frame. So we'll love to see Apple get a nice green candle tomorrow, get above 217, and get this move back up to 220. So I am in some Apple calls. I bought 230 calls for October 18th before the close at $1.55. So that is my day, and that's what I'm looking at going forward. So I'll catch you guys later.